Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky, FredMcCoy.com. Sheila is behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great morning.
It's going to be a segment of Keeping It Real.
Yep.
As you know by now, Keeping It Real is where we've seen something, heard something, was told something. We might have saw something on YouTube or TikTok and it was incorrect, false, fake, or fabricated, and we're here to correct it or at least give you our point of view on it. It's up to you to accept what we say or our correction.
Or do your own research.
Or do your own research. Guys, this one here, I got this off of, I didn't get it. I went and got, after I was notified, but I've been getting a lot of emails and text messages on different things, and told me to go to a certain Facebook page and look what was posted. And it looks like it was posted July the 10th, 2018. And it was posted by the West Virginia Department of Arts and Culture and History.
Okay.
And that was posted in 2018 evidently, and looks like somebody's just reposted it, or it's came to the top of the page, I don't know.
Okay.
I did go look at it for the person that notified us, but you're gonna see the video anyway, so we don't steal your thunder.
Yeah.
We're not here to steal nobody's thunder, we're just here
No.
to make corrections. And thank you for the tip. That's we appreciate it. This here says, and I'll put it in front of the camera so you can read it. And you can go to your local Facebook, Hatfield McCoy Facebook pages. There's only about 6 or 8 of them, and you can find it for yourself. I'm sure it's still on there. Hatfield McCoy feud, and this is by the West Virginia Department of Arts and Culture. The exact cause of the Hatfield McCoy feud is unknown. That's the first line in this.
Yep.
It's unknown how the feud started, they're saying. One theory is that Floyd Hatfield of Logan County stole a hog from Randolph McCoy of Pike County, Kentucky. Others believe, guys, listen, let's just stop as we go. That was 1878 when the hog was stolen.
Okay.
That's just one hog. If we want to talk about hog stealing, let's back up to 1867 or 1864. It's on the wall in there.
Yeah.
When Ellison Hatfield stole Asa Peter McCoy's 4 hogs.
Yeah, he stole 4.
Him and 3 of his friends stole 4 hogs from Asa Peter McCoy. For some reason, they want to take this always to the Randall McCoy hog. If we're going to back up to hog cases, let's back up to the one where Ellison Hatfield was found guilty of and made to pay restitution for the hogs that he stole, along with 3 of his friends.
Yeah.
So that's covering the Razorback hog. We know that the feud didn't start over a hog thief, because it was already going on then before 1878.
Okay.
The other one is the romance between Hatfield and McCoy, Johnsy and Roseanne. A romance between a Hatfield and McCoy. Why would a romance upset anybody between a Hatfield and McCoy? A Hatfield started dating a McCoy and all of a sudden we got problems. That's going to cause the feud? No, that don't make sense, does it? And that's not what happened. Just like the hog trials, both of them, it escalated, but it didn't start the feud. How could a boyfriend and girlfriend liking each other, Hatfield, McCoy, or whatever, cause a feud? It didn't. The feud was already, the hard feelings was already there. The hard feelings was there. It contributed.
Added fuel to the flame?
Added fuel to the flame.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Some think the dispute dates back to the Civil War. Wow. The third one's the charm. First it was the pig, then the love affair. Now, well, some people says it started with the Civil War. You're damn straight it started with the Civil War. That's when it started. Civil War started in 1861. The hard feelings, what you might call the feud, started in 1863, February, when Devil Anse up and deserted his unit that he was fighting with was Randall McCoy and my great-great-grandfather Uriah McCoy. And they were both taking POWs, and a lot of the people in that unit was either POWs or killed. that could tend to cause hard feelings. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think a person could have hard feelings if you run out on them and then they're caught and taken prisoner of war? Or they watch some of the other men murdered, slaughtered, killed? This paper says, regardless of the origins of the feud, it officially began in 1882 when 3 McCoy brothers stabbed and killed Ellis and Hatfield. The feud actually started, according to these people.
Oh,
This
man.
this is history now. The feud actually started in 1882 when 3 McCoy boys, just for no apparent reason, just jumped on Ellis and Hatfield, stabbed them and shot them, killed them. Don't say nothing about the civil Devil Anse deserting. Don't say nothing about prisoner of war. It don't say nothing about anything other than it could have started with the Civil War. They're saying it officially. It officially began in 1882. Who officially put that into history? They did. They did. They just wrote it into history. Anybody that reads that right there, they're reading history, and they're reading that as a authoritative body. These historical societies, history people, when they say something, it's like when you're a kid growing up and you see these historical markers, you see these things, you automatically you take them for the truth. And it's sad because they have ruined people's trustworthiness on reading and paying attention to historical markers. They're garbage. They're garbage. Just like the one back there that William Keith Hatfield signed on Floyd Hatfield and Floyd McCoy and Jim McCoy up in Catlettsburg. Standing there with a sign on it, and he says they were Jim McCoy was a peacemaker. Jim McCoy actually put one of the bullets in Jim Vance.
Yeah.
He actually put at least one bullet. Jim Vance was shot like 7 times. One of those belonged to Lark, one of them to Bud McCoy, one to Jim McCoy, and of course we know Frank Phillips got his licks in at the end. So when you see these historical markers, you're not seeing much. You're seeing somebody's opinion, something they have written in the history. Regardless of the origins, it officially began in 1882 when 3 McCoy brothers stabbed and killed Ellis and Hatfield. The next day, Hatfield's brother Anderson, known as Devil Anse, formed a posse and killed the 3 McCoy boys. Listen to this now. This is history here.
Yeah.
And y'all listened to enough of our videos by now. You're going to say y'all will probably correct me on a lot of things. There were no convictions related to the murders, and the feud seemingly ended until years later. Kentucky prosecutor Perry Klein. Now we know Perry Klein made the first black school in Eastern Kentucky. We know he took care of what used to be his father's slaves, took him and raised him and his brother.
They sure did.
We know Perry was the youngest sheriff ever in Pike County, Kentucky.
Yeah.
We know he was the Pike County jailer. And we know that he was, unlike Cap Hatfield, he did belong to the bar. He did. He was a lawyer.
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy. Yeah, but you're not going to hear that.
I have
from
a
the Hatfield.
question.
I can tell if I got a hair in my mouth.
When did they say the Civil War started?
They didn't say.
Oh, okay.
The Civil War started in 1861.
I know. Okay.
I was going to say, you would know that.
I know.
Did you have a point? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think you said the Civil War in 1862 earlier.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, I said 1863. Civil War started in 1861, but in 1863 is when the hard feelings started between Devil Anse and Randall McCoy, because Devil Anse run out and left and took the rest of the guys, his family members and friends, left them short-handed.
Okay. I was just
But no,
checking.
you clear me up. I don't care a bit, babe. If you don't, somebody else will.
Right.
I'd rather you correct me. There was no convictions related to the murders. Perry Klein was prosecutor. Perry Klein was never a prosecutor in Kentucky. Never, ever. And if he was, please prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Show us a paper where Perry Klein was a prosecutor. Now, he was a lawyer. He was an attorney. He was not a prosecutor. He was prosecuted once. He was brought up on charges. You know, some people says I take sides and this and that with Perry Klein, Frank Phillips, Randall McCoy. I don't, or we don't.
Right.
We tell it.
Yeah.
Perry Klein was actually charged with manslaughter one time. It's back there in a case of his.
His case, yeah.
He was actually charged while he was the sheriff of Pike County. He killed a man, and they actually indicted him, brought charges against him. He was found not guilty, but he was charged with it for excessive force and manslaughter.
Okay.
When the trial came, I guess he proved his case and
That's
found
good
not
then.
guilty. Perry Klein reopened the case and tried to indict. I'm sorry, guys, we're going to have to move around here a little bit. Just follow me over here, Sheila.
Okay.
Let's put your camera right down here on this.
Okay.
And I haven't looked at it in a while, but let's just read it. The boys were killed in 1882.
Right.
August 7th, I believe it was, 1882. And the 10th day of September, term 14th day of September.
Yeah.
And is that 82 or 83? May have to go to another copy. 82.
82.
That was 82. I was thinking it was. Here's your indictments, guys. Now, they say right here that there was never an indictment. That in the case, Perry Klein opened the case and tried to indict the Hatfield clan in retaliation. But nobody indicted them. They were not indicted, it says here. But let me finish. Devil Ance's uncle, Jim Vance, and a posse burned down Randolph McCoy's house. They shot and killed McCoy's daughter, Alifair, and son, Calvin, and injured his wife, Sarah. Over the next few weeks, the McCoys murdered Vance and Hatfield relative Bill Dempsey. They also captured and escorted 6 members of the Hatfield clan to Pike County Jail. First of all, it was 9. They escorted 9 from West Virginia back to Kentucky to face charges.
Okay.
Including Wall Hatfield,
Yeah.
who didn't turn himself in but was arrested by Frank Phillips. And Ellison Mounts was in that group. Now, it says here that they, over the next few weeks, the McCoys murdered Vance and Hatfield, and a Hatfield relative, Bill Dempsey. You can call it murder if you want. I'm not going to take up. I wasn't there. We wasn't there. Murdered them. They'd come to Kentucky, killed 2 kids, burn a cabin down, beat an old woman.
Yeah.
They went there to arrest him. Frank Phillips, at that time, was a Kentucky state law enforcement officer. He was the first Kentucky state trooper, if you want to put it like that. State police was formed in 1948. Frank Phillips was out here doing statewide law enforcement duties in 1882. Now, after that, it went to the Supreme Court to see if they had been legally arrested. The Supreme Court had to rule on it, and the Supreme Court said no more. Don't go to West Virginia and get no more without a governor's warrant, without extradition papers. But since you've done got those guys, you can rearrest them and keep them. And that's what Kentucky did. But when Frank Phillips went there, and the posse and Randall McCoy and all these guys on the wall, when they went there to West Virginia and they had the Battle of Grapevine, they killed Jim Vance and Thacker Holler and so forth, they were under the color of Kentucky law. At that time, there was no law stipulating whether you could come to West Virginia or you couldn't. Now, after that, you had to become a bounty hunter. You could go over and collect bounty after that because bounty hunters was a civilian. They wasn't law enforcement. But things like this, again, we wonder what's happened to the history over the years. Well, this is 2018. That's what, 5 years ago? 5 years ago.
Yep.
That's when that was published, and I'm sure it probably, if you go look, and you probably find them further back than that. But that is the history that's been thrown out there over the years that Sheila and I have responded to in our books over the years. We have responded in the books, but we never went public. We wanted to retire first because we knew there would be some hostilities because people don't want to hear. Some people don't want to hear the truth. They want to keep this man back there on that pedestal.
Yeah.
That's their hero.
Yeah.
Look at my mother's blanket she made us years ago. Not us. Ours is on the wall over there.
Ours is up there,
This is
yeah.
actually my sister down here, Bridget. There's my other sister, Sharon, and there's her mother, Cora. But look at mother, who she's put on. And we're McCoys by surname. Of course, she's got Randall up there too.
Yeah.
But look right here riding this horse, which was actually Randall McCoy's horse, if
Yeah.
the truth was known, but no way of proving it. Okay, guys. Sheila, you got anything? Did I leave anything out you can think of?
No. No, I think we're good.
All right. It's Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum. Get my beautiful wife in there. Today's Saturday. We're actually
Open today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you was gonna say something else. Yeah, we're open today from 10 to 6, sorry. Still early for me.
You're all right.
We closed the ticket booth, sort of, at 5 o'clock, so come and visit us sometime. Please like, subscribe, and share. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you, guys.